my amazing students. You are welcome to this online class. In this lesson, I will be teaching you the definition and features of poetry. What is poetry? Poetry is one of the three branches of literature. Like the other branches of literature, poetry does not have a universal or one acceptable definition. At different times, different people have defined the concept differently. So, poetry has different but related definitions. For the purpose of this study, I defined poetry as the expression of inner feelings through the use of figures of speech and other literary devices. A poet has numerous feelings which are aroused by what he sees, what he hears, and his experiences. He pulls down these feelings in forms of poems using the different literary devices. Some of the literary devices that a poet could use include metaphor, simile, irony, paradox, synecdoche, onomatopoeia, euphemism, alliteration, and so on and so forth. Features of poetry. What are those characteristics of poetry that distinguish it from other branches of literature? One is poetry is divided into lines and stanzas. No other branch of literature has this feature. A stanza is a group of lines that conveys one thought. A stanza is differentiated from another stanza with a blank or empty space. So this picture has two stanzas. How many stanzas has this poem? The answer is obviously 3. This poem has 3 stanzas. Now take note that it is not all poems that are divided into stanzas. 2. Poetry allows the use of archaic words. Archaic words are old-fashioned or obsolete words. In modern usage, those words are no longer used. And examples of archaic words include whence, thy, thee, thou, cometh, thine, etc., etc. Now, I want you to give the modern terms for these archaic words. That should be a walk in the park for you. Next, poems are indented on both sides. In other words, when a poem is written down, it is centralized. It is written on the middle of the paper. The lines do not run from margin to margin. Alright? Like we have here, the poem is centralized. It is written on the middle of the paper. Next, poetry allows inversion of words order. Inversion is a literary technique in which the normal order of words is reversed. In English, there is a fairly strict order in which sentences are structured in the order of subject, verb, and object. For instance, a normal sentence will read, yesterday I saw a sheep. A poet could reverse that order to read, yesterday saw I a sheep, or yesterday a sheep I saw. And no one will say his sentences are incorrect because he enjoys poetic license. That is the freedom a poet has to use words the way he likes. So these are examples of normal sentences and their inverted forms. Alright, more examples of inverted sentences. In a normal sentence, example 1 we read, 4 horses live in the stable. So I want you to give the normal sentences of these inverted sentences. Types of poetry. This is not really a part of the topic, but I needed to bring it here to remind you or take you down memory lane of the different types of poetry. We have the sonnet, the ode, epitaph, limerick, the pastoral poem, elegy, dirge. There are quite a handful of the different types of poetry. So I want you to give the meanings of these types of poetry in your literature notes, and we'll assess your answers together in class. All right? With this, I'll bring the lesson to a close. Feel free to ask me questions on shady or gray areas. All right, until I come your way again. Goodbye for now.